Hey, welcome back to another video. Today, I want to talk to you about the 3 E's of selling, and it's 3 different principles, 3 fundamentals that as a sales professional, you have to understand. And they all start with the letter E, and I'm going to break each one of them down for you. And I think this is going to bring you a ton of value. Before I get into our lesson here, you know what to do. Smash that like button, comment your thoughts below. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and share this with more people that are in sales, that are in business, and that you think will benefit from this regardless. I'd be happy to help more people out. Let's get more eyeballs on this. And I'm going to continue bringing you content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to help you in your business, in your life, in your sales career, and everything else that follows. So let's get into this lesson here. I think it's a really powerful lesson, especially if you're in sales or if you're an entrepreneur and in business and you need to land clients, close deals, generate revenue. It's very important that you understand this. And, a lot of people break sales down to simple concepts or to, acronyms or things that rhyme, and you've heard things like ABC.
A always be B, C closing. Always be closing.
So on and so on, right? It's good to know these things. It's really, it helps to simplify certain concepts, to put them into acronyms and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that sales and persuasion is an art, and it's essentially high-level communication. There are many, many layers to it, including tonality, including body language, including eye contact, including the words that you use, including psychological concepts, including the human biases, cognitive biases. There are so many elements to sales, to persuasion, to negotiations, to closing deals, to being a high-level communicator, which is what I call all of that. When you put it into one umbrella, under one umbrella, really it all comes down to being a high-level communicator. So when it comes to that, it's a lifelong journey, I believe. And of course, you can master it and you can be one of the greats at it after a decade or so of being in sales, being in business. You can really equip yourself with these skills. But at the end of the day, it is a lifelong journey. So I just don't want to mislead you or don't want to allow anybody else to mislead you when you hear of concepts like this or acronyms or short forms of lessons, to think this is all it is and this is all it takes. But that being said, these are 3 very powerful lessons that I've applied in my sales career, in my business, and that I've taught hundreds and hundreds of sales professionals who have gotten incredible results. So they definitely do work, and they definitely are great reminders for you. So it's something that I think is extremely valuable for you regardless. And I'm excited to share that with you. So let's get right into it. So again, I call this the 3 E's of selling. And the first E is enthusiasm. So enthusiasm could be self-explanatory, but let me break it down for you. You want to bring the energy. You want to really transfer that energy to your prospect. You want to transfer those emotions to your prospect. When you're selling, it's not just as easy as repeating words or word tracks or scripts. Those don't work. I've talked about this many times before. A script doesn't work. You need to have a framework. You need to have a structure, but it's a lot more than that. You have to understand how to build rapport. You have to understand how to really ask the right questions, how to connect with your prospect, how to understand their pain points and their main problems they're looking to solve, and showing them the features and the benefits and the, all the valuable aspects of your product or your service to help solve their problem. You have to understand how to negotiate. You have to understand how to gain leverage in a negotiation. You have to understand how to close the deal and build urgency and get it done now rather than later. All of these elements are part of it. So to do any of that, you can't do it in a monotone voice and just being very straightforward, no emotions, no glitter in your eye, if you know what I mean, no passion, no enthusiasm. You can't lack that if you're going to really deliver and if you want the results, and especially if you want to be amongst some of the greatest sales professionals, closers, entrepreneurs on the planet. You have to have the enthusiasm. So the first E is for enthusiasm. The second E is for expertise. Expertise meaning product knowledge, industry knowledge, competitive knowledge from your competition and everybody else in your space. A lot of times I say product knowledge or industry knowledge is secondary. It's sales knowledge. It's understanding human behavior, communications. That's primary. That's the first thing and the most important thing you need to learn. But that doesn't mean that product knowledge, industry knowledge, competitive knowledge is not important and also necessary. Of course it is. That's not what it means. And a lot of times people conflate the two and they think that I'm referring to product knowledge or industry knowledge being irrelevant. No, that's not the case. Expertise is very important. If you want to be a professional in your area, in sales or in business, if you're an entrepreneur, especially in your own field and in that space, you have to be the expert. You have to demonstrate your expertise. You have to demonstrate your knowledge to your prospect. You have to let them know that, hey, I have all the right information for you, and I can help you make an educated, guided decision here. You don't need to go shopping. You don't need to go looking around. You don't need to look at other offers or other options or other competitors. I can fill you in on everything. I have the information. I have the knowledge. I have the expertise. You're talking to the expert in this space, and I want to earn your business, and that needs to come across, both by you verbally stating those things, but also by you demonstrating that through the product knowledge, industry knowledge, competitive knowledge, and everything else that comes with your space, with your industry, with your field. So expertise is incredibly valuable, and that's the second E. And the final E is my personal favorite because it's something I've always had, and I believe this is one of the things that separated me from most people in sales and in business, and to this day, it's still the case, and that is expectation. Now, here's what I mean by that. You've all heard the saying, if you don't have expectations, you'll never be disappointed. If you don't expect things from others, they can never disappoint you. So don't have expectations. Drop your expectations, so on and so on and so on. That's all great, and it applies to certain areas of life, sure. But when it comes to sales, when it comes to business, you better have expectations. You better have standards for yourself and for your prospects, right? For your colleagues, for your business partners, for your employees, you better have expectations and standards. That needs to be in place. And when you have expectations and standards, one of the most important one, above all, when you're talking to prospects and showing your product or your service or offering your business or whatever it might be, you should expect to close that deal. You should expect to earn their business. You should expect that they're going to want to do business with you, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of what they say initially, regardless of what it's looking like halfway through the sale. You should expect, and that should be your personal standard. So expectation is one thing that I've always had, and I've always built that into my sales processes, my sales cycles, and it's something that I've taught others as well. And it's really more of a demeanor. It's more of a character trait. It's something that comes off, and your prospects will pick up on it. People smell that, especially educated buyers, educated consumers nowadays that have all the information. And realistically, with most products or services, they could buy it somewhere else. They could order it off Amazon. Why do they need to talk to you? You know what I mean? Or they could get it somewhere else, or they could go to your competitor and it'd be the same stuff. But when they get that from you, everything I've mentioned so far, but also the sense of expectation that you expect them to make decisions, you uphold them to your own standards, and they see those standards on you, people are going to respect that. People are going to want to do business with people like that. And more importantly, I always talk about sales being about long-term relationships. People are going to want to be in the circles of others who are in that mindset. The circles of others who have standards, who have priorities, who have expectations. People are going to want to stay in your circle, stay in your atmosphere, stay in your environment. And maybe for that reason alone, forget the product or service. For that reason alone, they'll do business with you, and you'll have the deal, and you'll get it done, and you'll close. So those are the 3 E's of selling, and I feel like each one of them is extremely powerful in its own right, but all 3 of them applied together, you can become an efficient, high-level communicator. You can become a freaking closer, a sales assassin, getting deals done, crushing your goals and targets, and in turn, getting everything you want in life, because at the end of the day, everything you do in life is sales. So when you master this and become a high-level communicator, you're essentially mastering an aspect of life. So I hope this brought you a ton of value. I hope you're going to actually apply and implement these. And again, you have enthusiasm, you have expertise, and you have expectations. And those are the 3 E's of selling. I hope that brings you value. I hope you implement it. And again, I hope you share this with more people that are in sales and that are in business who need to hear this today to apply this and to get the results they really want to get to, so that eventually, like I always say, they can live a life on their own terms and feel truly fulfilled. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this. Smash that like button, comment your thoughts below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next video.